Good evening, good afternoon. How are we doing today on this lovely warm day? And let me be the first, hopefully not the last, to wish you a happy Valentine's Day. And as you know, 2 weeks ago, we had very cold Siberia weather, and my guest wasn't able to come, and looked like I got the flu bug again, and my guest who was supposed to be here today got the Valentine's bug and won't be able to make it, but they already rescheduled to come next week. So let's get the show started. First off, I'd like to thank everybody out there for coming and joining me on this lovely day, on a Thursday. And as you know, we're the drug-free community, better known as Grand Boulevard Coalition. We work within the corridors of Bronzeville community, and we like to work with youth and discuss how most youth don't use and how we can continue to make that be a positive thing. I also today would like to promote one of our upcoming partners events, because the Grand Boulevard Coalition is a coalition of non-for-profits and for-profits, along with our aldermen and our police, come together in the Bronzeville community and talk about things of making the community better. And one of our partners, and we go to the overhead here, and one of our partners is For Anyone Girl. And one of the things that they do to try to keep that word going and do some mentoring with moms and daughters is they do a program called Mothers and Daughters Paint Circles. And these paint circles are done once a month at Diet High School, Walter H. Diet High School, 555 East 51st Street. The next one they're having is February 28th from 6 to 8. That's February 28th from 6 to 8 at Walter H. Diet High School. They have slots for 15 moms. If you want to reach out to them, you can go to the foranyoneGirl.com or go to For Anyone Girl Facebook page and sign up there. And also you can reach them through Grand Boulevard Coalition. I also would like to let you guys know if you want to continue to follow us on Twitter. Our Twitter handle is @GBC Coalition. That's @GBC Coalition. And we look forward to having you guys speak to us in the social realm. So today I had, our guest was supposed to be from, let me pull him up here, Haymarket Center. And Haymarket Center, the mission of Haymarket Center is to aid people with substance use disorder in their recovery by providing comprehensive behavioral health solutions. And one of their officials were coming out today, and we were going to have a wonderful discussion about continuing to support people who are struggling through any types of addiction. Last week we had a guest who was from the west side of Chicago who is doing the exact same thing, and they were talking about, we had Dora, who was the director of Chicago Recovery Community Coalition, and as you guys remember, she was here and talking about the collaborative that they have on the west side and how once a month they get together and meet in their location, and they bring all types of service providers, all type of experts to come in and talk to people. And now, as we all know, not only do we have to talk with the people who are going through it, the family and work, their family goes through it also, and it's a very tough time. And so I want to thank Dora for coming out last week and talking to us, and that was a wonderful time. Actually, it'll be posted back on CAM TV, and we'll have some excerpts on our Facebook page. Right now, I would like to take a second out and thank those sector partners that we have in Bronzeville that we are bringing to the table to help people in that area to kick the habit and get on the right track. We would like to thank Center of Horizon. We would like to thank Institute of Positive Living, Maurice Cobleton. We would like to thank the 35th Precinct Law Enforcement, our Alderman, Pat Dow, Lakita Johnson, my parent advocate. We would like to thank IIT for hosting a lot of our events. We would like to thank Greater Harvest Church for their staunch support for the last 6 years. The Bronzeville Community Clubhouse, where we host some of our events at. Dearborn Homes, Recovery 2000, Black Wall Street Journal, and Laurie's Children's Hospital, where somebody will be from Laurie coming, and as we know from before, their campaign is the I Got This. I Got This is a campaign where we talk to our children about making correct choices when it comes to alcohol use and not using it, of course, and telling them all the true facts about alcohol and what it does to their brains. And if you see the I Got It campaign on the CTA buses and trains, feel free to go to Twitter at GBC Coalition and post a picture of that. Or we can always go to the I Got This Chicago campaign and post a picture there and refer back to Grand Boulevard Coalition brought you to that. Great. So today is Valentine's Day, and I wanted to keep it very light and very interesting for my audience out here today, and basically wanted to talk and see what you guys have on your mind. It's Valentine's Day. It's a time for, I guess, love is in the air and people are feeling good, and it happens to be very 40 plus degrees outside, so that is great. Nice out, people are getting out. I saw a lot of people giving flowers and cards, and I look forward to getting my flowers and cards from my fans also. But for the people who didn't have a Valentine's, it's a time of maybe being a little sad or being felt left out. And we want to make sure that we wish people happy, as you're walking down the street, as you say hello, wishing them a happy Valentine's Day will bring a little joy. You just don't know how saying the littlest thing will bring joy to some people. And bring joy to me just because people think that you're thinking about them and make them happy. And usually that positive reinforcement means that it's not a burden and it's not a struggle, and they will go probably through the day with a smile on their face. I know I do when people do that for me. And I think that we should all do that for our neighbors. As we do a well-being check, we should do a Valentine's check, and making sure people are letting them know that people are thinking about them and that they are in our thoughts. One of the other things that we should do is to start working on getting our health correct, working on our mental stability. And I was reading an article the other day, and it was saying that if we all just got up in the morning and drank a cold glass of water and meditate for just 5 minutes, close our eyes and clear our mind, we would have one of the best days you could possibly have. Because we find that you get dehydrated overnight by drinking water that's flourishing, nurturing your body, something that we all need to live off from. And by meditating and clearing our minds, it will give us a clear path on what we need to do for that day. I do it every day, and it's been very helpful for me to help raise and get my kids off. Make sure I get up early enough so I can have a few minutes to myself, and then I get them up and get them ready for school, and we start our day. And we try to do that 6 days a week, even though there's no school on Saturday. We try to have events that we could keep a routine. We find that people, when they start having a routine, it's so much easier to get into a bad routine than it is a good routine. But if we just take our time and think about it, if we got into a good routine, it might keep us from doing bad things. And one thing, especially for youth, we need to make sure we're teaching them a good routine on how they should go through their life and get things started and set right, because we're all pushing our kids to obviously go to grade school, obviously go to college. But when you start getting to the end of your sophomore year and getting to your last 2 years, your junior and your senior year, all of a sudden life is going to change. It's going to do a 360, and you're on your way to college, you're on your way to the Army, you're on your way to trade school. And all of a sudden there's a lot of things that you didn't have to worry about to do is now hitting you in the face. And if you're not being trained and programmed to be able to do that stuff correctly, by the time you get to college, things might start being very heavy on your shoulders. Even in high school, I talk to kids every day because I'm in the high schools, and they look like they have the world on their shoulders and that they're barely coping. And I always tell them just to stop and take a deep breath and just think about it, because it's only going to get better. So that might be something, and that's a good thought for today as we look towards helping people and making sure people are getting their Valentine's cheer, that we check on our youth and make sure that they're doing okay, and ask them what they think about starting or having a great routine. Because having a routine, it's actually really good. It works well when you think about it. With in the military, it works very well when you think about scouting. I met with some Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts the other day, and how they have a routine and the stuff that they have to do in repetition, so where they can get their badges and so on and so forth. And it helps just in life in general. So that's my opinion on that. I would love for somebody to, if anybody wanted to call in and tell me what they think, if they do a routine or something that they can share with the audience today, that would be great. Again, we're at Grand Boulevard Coalition here at CAN TV. The number to call in today, I'm live, 312-738-1060. Okay, so while we wait for a few people to call in, let's move over to the next subject here. So, one of our other subjects that we'd like to talk about is we're going to be doing some workshops. And before I go into the workshops, I do see a caller. So let me say hi. Caller, happy Valentine's Day. Thank you for calling. How are you today?
And yes, and happy Valentine's Day to you and your guests and your friends that's listening. You always bring certain things up that I truly love to hear. But first, let me get to Haymarket.
Yes, sir.
Get that person on. It's a wonderful place. It helps save lives. And that's the only thing I could say good about that. I truly admire that place down there.
Thank you.
You always bring in certain things as, how can I put it, a friend of Bill's, a couple of his books.
Yes.
The Reflection 24. And they always tell you about meditation. Always give yourself a time of a moment in the day when you get up, go somewhere, and just be quiet. Like you say, have the water. Meditate. That's the best thing in the world to do for yourself. It gets your day going. And sometimes you might have to do it again. But if you get practicing doing something redundant, you're going to do it over and over and over and over. Not 6 days a week, but 7 days a week. Another thing that I truly enjoy hearing you saying, first I'd like to know where's a place you go where the walls at? I'd like to know where you visit sometime. Might make you try to do one of those meetings over there. Listen, another thing that was taught to me, you can always start your day over. You don't let nothing beat you down. Just start your day over, because we know if you keep on getting into it, it's going to fester into a great big sore.
Yes.
So whenever you're doing something and it's not right, just stop. You don't let nobody live rent-free in your head. Just stop. Think about it and start your day over. Listen, I always enjoy your show.
Thank you, sir.
When do you say Haymarket go be on the air?
I will be. They call and apologize, and I told them they have to bring me some flowers because they missed the show today. But I think they would definitely be here next Thursday. And we
Okay, I'll
post
be sure to look y'all guys up. And again, thanks for taking the call. Let me
no,
get out
thank
there. And
you. I appreciate it. I look forward to talking to you every week. I want to make sure you do come out to one of our events. So I will
yeah,
be
but
posting them
listen,
on here.
where is the meeting place that y'all go to?
We normally meet at the IIT campus at 35th and State, right there at the tower, right there on the corner. And we'll be having an event coming up in March. And I'll definitely make sure you know, 'cause I know you watch every week. And it's right there, right off the green line and the red line and State Street. So it won't be that hard to get there. And when you get there, make sure you walk up to me and introduce yourself again so I can shake your hand and just thank you for all the
Will
wonderful
do.
things
And
that you
thanks
do
for
for
taking the
us.
call here.
Yes. Thank you. And for everybody else, as my friend was saying, follow us on Twitter and see where we're going to be and where I'm going to be speaking at or where we will be having wonderful events. And that's at GBC Coalition or GB Coalition _. And while we at it, follow us on Facebook at Grand Boulevard Prevention Services. All of our events will be posted on those two locations. Okay, so let's reiterate as we were saying. So obviously my caller agreed. I want to hear from more people. Do you agree about the meditation? How do you start your morning? What do you do to get your mind right to get out here and tackle this world? As we know, with the weather, with the economy, with all the things that can go wrong, he brought up a very good point that at the end of the day, when we come home, if you're a church person or if you're not, if you just took a minute to meditate or just get on your knees and say a little prayer that you made it back and you're doing good just before you start getting ready, prepare for dinner, and as we all know, prepare for the next day. Because preparation is the best tool to a happy life. Okay, so I think I see another call might be coming in, but until we get that, let me see what else we have here today. Let's go over intervention. How should we go about having a bigger, broader intervention? I was at a AA meeting not too long ago just to observe and be there just to see, and they actually asked me to come and speak for a second, which I did. And I was like, they was in a circle and everybody was sharing. I was like, we need more of that. So I was thinking about testing something like that with a small group of students at one of the schools that I do work for, and maybe we'll come in and bring Dora or somebody from Haymaker to come and talk to the kids about signs of stress, so where they can start dealing with it. But I was thinking about doing it in a circle where everybody can see everybody and we feel comfortable in a circle to be able to share, and that you feel like somebody's there for support and to help you out. So I would love to hear what you guys think about something like that. Let's see what else we got. We have some of the tips today for teens. The 5 tips for teens we should tell our teens to help them not to go down the road of doing drugs, alcohol, cigarettes, or vaping. And one of those things are, don't feel pressure from your peers to do these things. Stand on your own 2 feet, and it's nothing wrong. It's nothing wrong saying no. As we know, that's the third word we know. We learn as little kids. We learn mama, dad, and then no when they wanted to take something away from us. So we've learned it early, so we should begin to use it and let people know, no, you don't do that. You're living a clean life, and you're just trying to make sure that your body, which is your temple, is being very well kept. Another point, if you have questions or you feeling pressure to drink, talk with your parents or other adults you trust. As we go out and have these programs in the different schools, we prepare counselor, principals, and teachers in signs, but also being able to talk to a student. If a student walked up to them and said, hey, there is a problem, or somebody is doing something, and or I have a problem, can you help me? Students today spend almost sometimes more time with their teachers than they do with their parents, because if work or whatever might happen. And so they are a good conduit to make sure that our students are being looked after. And I propose to the city that some of the people who stand out on the street corners with the safe passage, that we take them and give them some training. So because the children, I'm sorry, see them every day, twice a day, and they speak, and the kids enjoy speaking to them, that they can have that as another person that they can reach out to. Number 3 of our tips: stay active doing things you enjoy. Well, if your kids are like my kids, they're very active. We actually have to slow them down so they can take a breather between school, between practice, between homework, between online studies now, between video games. I know video games is beginning to take a lot of face time of our youth, especially with some of these newer games that are so addicting that they can stay and play for 8 hours plus without even coming up for air. So we now have to learn. We used to have to make them do things. Now we have to kind of slow them down and pull them back a little bit so where they're not doing too much. So that's definitely something we need to talk about. And maybe one of our future shows we can talk about that. Number 4, set a good example for your friends by not drinking. So I don't drink. My kids probably have never seen me. They might see me sip a little champagne every now and then on New Year's Eve, but basically I don't drink or do drugs or actually smoke. Never have. Just didn't work right with my body. Unfortunately, in my younger years, I was an athlete, and so we would get tested, so we always had to make sure we was clean. But setting a good example for my kids, my adult kids don't drink, so they drink very little. So I think that really worked. I have tested it out, and now I see that it's definitely a good thing. And one of the last things we got is, if you need help with drinking problems, reach out to a parent, teacher, doctor, or a trusted adult, as I said earlier. And we do have a number for a national hotline. That number is also posted on our website. But if you're at home and you want to get more information, and now with modern technology, pull out your smartphone and just text 741741 anywhere in the U.S., and somebody will text you back, and then you can start a conversation. So that is definitely a good thing. I think I'm coming up to my last couple of minutes here. My God, time flies today. So I just want to make sure that I get everything back out there again. So definitely want to thank Ann and Robert H. Laurie Children's Hospital and the Prevention Alcohol Abuse in Chicago Team PAC, and the wonderful I Got This campaign, which I hope everybody's seen on the buses and trains, and that they will tweet that back out to let them know that they did see it. I also would like to let people know that our sector partner for Any One Girl will be having a Moms and Daughter Paint Circle at the Walter H. Diet High School from 6 to 8 on the last Thursday of this month, which is the 28th. You can get more information on Facebook. Just go to the letter 4, the NE1 Girl. And you can always go to our website at Grand Boulevard Coalition and get more information on that. I also would like to thank everybody again and let them know that, hey, happy Valentine's. Make sure everybody get off the TV now after dinner. If you go out, make sure you wish somebody a happy Valentine's. Check on them, make sure they're doing okay. We also want to make sure that we check on everybody. And just remember, if tomorrow morning everybody get up 5 minutes before they normally do, drink a nice 8-ounce glass of water, and close their eyes and meditate for 5 minutes, I guarantee you'll have a better day. And I hope that you will come and let me know this time next week that worked for you. Until next week, thank you and have a good evening.